Hey y'all, it's Jessi with Fixin' to Ride, and we are fixing to work on this bike. Today we are gonna hook up the wiring harness, see what works, see what doesn't work, probably mostly what doesn't work on this CB200 barn find, and go from there. So we're working on the electrical because it's a huge component of the reliability and safety function of getting your bike ready. Safety, obviously, you want your headlights to work, your horn, your turn signals. And then reliability, you want it to crank every time that you go to get on it. And the electrical can often be the issue that keeps you from having success there. So we're gonna start diving in and figuring out how many things might go wrong today. She's a dusty boy. Here I have a regulator rectifier, courtesy of Common Motor. I am trying to figure out where I'm gonna put that rec, where it fits well. So on this 200, the rectifier originally sat up and under here, so it's bolted in to the frame under there, and the rec doesn't actually fit in that space. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to put it, that it fits, it's the least amount of work, and functions properly. I have discovered that it fits right under the battery box quite nicely, and I would only have to file one hole, slightly larger, which sounds good. And I don't hate it, so we're gonna try that. All right, so originally I hooked the rec up on this back side here next to the battery box, but the plug was just a little too short, and I was gonna maybe try to just pull it closer and make it work, but then we remembered / realized that it was 2 male connectors, so we needed to change this anyway, which lost us some length. And so I had 2 empty holes here on the side of the frame. So I brought the rec into the inside, and we've mounted it there, which gives me plenty of space. Changed out the connector with the extra one that comes in the box. So now we're ready to plug her up, see what happens. In that, we also learned that on the original setup, the main ground for the wiring harness on the bike was through the rectifier. So now with the new rec, we don't have a ground to frame. So we are going to have to pigtail somewhere to get the wiring harness grounded to the frame. But I think we're gonna try that a little further back where it'll be a little more simple than in all of this. So we'll see what happens. Wow. Don't act like you're not impressed. I can go ahead and do positive, yeah. So on this CB200, the main ground for the harness was run through the rectifier, and when we removed that, we took away our main ground. So I am pigtailing in a main ground. Had a spare bolt hole here, and so I'm put an end on it. Circle end, professional term for that. So I'll attach it there, and then I have an opening in one of my ground connections here. So I put a male terminal on that. So now we just gotta plug and play. in theory. Oh, there we go. All right. So before I attach this ground, I've already done it, but you're gonna sand a little bit of the paint back so you're sure that you're getting a good connection directly to metal. All right, ground them down. I just took myself on a shopping spree, got myself some molasses waffles. We've had this, but I'll remind you, got me some super bike handlebars, black. I'm gonna get, I've already gotten some bullets in black, black on black on black on black. Now we gotta find a throttle tube, know what I'm saying? Got myself some handlebar switches. Had to, mine were destroyed. So now I've gotten myself grips, a bar, turn signals, and switches. Making it rain.
You still got a long ass way to go.
Yeah, and I can only move it so far. How am I supposed to read that?
Is it a LB or is it a O? Pretty simple.
Doesn't look like either of those. All right, we're gonna pop the key in, turn her on, see if anything blows up. Nothing so far. Broke.
It's broke.
All right, so everything's hooked up. We started testing. My blinkers work after we traded around where we had plugged in our relay. Headlight works. Blinkers work. We're figuring out what's wrong with the tail light. Fingers crossed it doesn't have a bulb in there. The tail light doesn't work because it doesn't have, you may have heard of this before, stop me if I'm wrong, it doesn't have a bulb in it.
Maybe they're not louder.
The problem was that the horn is broken. So we're fixing it by putting on a new horn. In shockingly less time than I expected, we have wrapped up the electrical on the barn find. We've got working blinkers, working headlights, running lights behind our gauges work, starter, horn, brake light. So that leaves us at a good place. We're gonna wrap it up for tonight. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and Instagram, subscribe to our newsletter at common-motor.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel down below, and catch us next time. Fantastic. Never felt better. Wow.
How many wows?
Wow, 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 wow.